Welcome, 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 one and all. Maroon Rhythms here, and today I'm talking about 4 ways that good engineers, make artists better. Ooh, some people may not like this one, but it's the truth. Let's get right into it. Number one, picking good takes. This is super important. You guys think that people just record sometimes and artists are just superheroes out here. Well, let me tell you something. That is not the case. We are all human beings and we all have a different character and a little bit of a different inflection in the way that we say things in every single take that we do. If you guys are experienced at recording music, then you would know this for yourself as well. So an engineer helps you kind of weed through that, and a good engineer helps you weed through it and pick the takes that best suit the emotion of the song that you're recording. Sometimes you're gonna have to repeat that emotion, repeat that line over and over and over to get it just right. And it's a good engineer's job to keep all of those takes and to put in the best one for you. This is also called comping. It's when you record a bunch of takes of the same line or the same word or whatever it is, and the engineer picks the best one for you and puts that in your actual main recording that you're going to be using, and uses that one instead. This is very, very common. Don't worry about being a superhero. Number two, coaching and guiding the artist. So it's every good engineer's job to guide the artist to where they're trying to get to. I try to make sure that the artists that I record pronounce things properly. They have the right tone when they are either singing or they are rapping on a beat. They have to make sure that, it's the right tone, higher or lower. I guide them in that way. And also, I think the most important thing is that they say it naturally. It's very, very important for an artist to come across naturally, right? One of the biggest issues that I see with artists that don't come across recording or sounding natural is that they have their lyrics right here in front of them and they're reading them. They sound like they're reading. So that's a very important point to be made and something to look out for when recording artists, and if you're trying to be a good engineer, which you should be. Now, sometimes, depending on the relationship and the situation, you can even suggest lyrics or suggest melodies for the artist. Now, that of course depends on the relationship that you have with the artist. I wouldn't necessarily do that the first session with them brand new, but as you build with the artist and they start to trust you, then they're going to allow for more input. And that's something that engineers do as well. I mean, anything that you can do to be of service and to make their song better, including suggesting melodies and lyrics, and of course you go off the vibe with that. You know what I mean? If they keep shutting you down, then you just don't do it. Or if they shut you down the first time, or if that relationship isn't there, you don't do it. But with the right relationship, this can be something that both of you can use, an artist and an engineer can use to help each other and to stick with each other for the long term. Another way to coach and guide an artist, another way that we make artists better, is by identifying their strengths and weaknesses. For example, I may hear an artist I may record them on 5 different songs, right, throughout the week or whatever. And I may point out to them, hey, this particular song right here sounds really good with your vocal and your style. I think you should use more beats like this. I think you should use, more beats that are that perfect marriage between your vocal and the beat, pretty much. So, because there is a perfect marriage, and I'll talk about that in another video. But identifying their strengths, and if you have that relationship with them, they'll listen to you. And what's also to be said is identifying their weaknesses. So, if an artist has a weakness in doing ad-libs, for example, if they're just not good at doing ad-libs or they don't know what to do, you can guide them. You can say, hey, this is what I want you to think of when you're doing your ad-libs. Hey, I want you to respond to each line that you're recording. So after you say that line in the lead, I need you to respond to that in an ad lib. Do something like that. Do something like this. Because you're an engineer. If you're a good engineer, you're going to be listening to music. You're going to be listening to what's out there, and you're going to understand what they're trying to do. So they might not know how to implement that, even though they know what they want to do, but they may not understand how to make that happen. So it's your job, it's our job as good engineers to help, to guide them, to coach them, to create what they're looking for. Number 3, allowing the artist to focus. Now this kind of goes without being said, because when an artist books an engineer, the reason why they hire engineers is because they don't want to learn all the technical work to get it done. Being an artist is great when you can just focus on being an artist. I mean, you don't want to have to focus on, necessarily recording yourself or troubleshooting when something's wrong, or why am I not getting mic signal, and I'm not hearing anything out the speakers. And artists don't want to worry about that when they hire an engineer. I'm not saying that artists shouldn't record themselves, because that's definitely, a leg up if you can do that. But a lot of the times we hire people in general in life to do something that they can do better than we can, because it's just really convenient. So the best thing that we can do, the best thing that good engineers can do, is be there to do everything that an artist wants and needs. So we also help them focus by giving them the vibe that they want. Again, this just ties right into what I just said. We're the ones who are going to set their reverb settings, their delay settings, give them what they want. Oh, I want to sound like this, I want to sound like that. Or give me more reverb, give me more delay. I mean, it could be them in there too, just fiddling around trying to figure it out. But it's much easier for them to hire us, and for a good engineer to step in and give them exactly what they want. When they hear themselves in the headphones, and they hear themselves perfectly in good quality, great quality, they're gonna feel themselves, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I can focus now. I can focus. I don't have to worry about how to set the key of the auto-tune and the tempo, and how to just all the stuff that we do from a minute to minute basis. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Remember, we are here to serve the artist. Good engineers serve the artist and what they want. When I'm sitting down with somebody, it's not about me and what I want. It's about what they want. What do you want to sound like? What do you want? If I don't agree, then I don't agree. I mean, they're paying me for their time, so I'm going to suggest something here and there. But if they have a totally different taste and style than I do, or they do something that I don't think sounds good, ultimately that's up to them, right? We're here to serve them. Number 4, helping the artist build the vision of the song that they are trying to create. So they are hiring me, they are hiring us to help build the house, right? So they have an idea of the type of house that they want to build, right? They know they want it to have this many bedrooms, that many bathrooms. It's our job to really draw it out for them and complete the whole picture. What do I mean by that? A lot of times when I record artists who are a little bit less experienced, or they're just learning, I guide them to do extra stuff that's gonna make it a full, complete song. For example, I tell them, hey, we should do some doubles. We should double up the ends on these parts here. Hey, we should do some harmonies here. If I'm working with a singer, I even suggest the harmony notes that they should do. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they have their lead vocal and they don't know how to do a harmony, or what harmony note matches up with their lead. So I sing it out loud and they copy me. And if you have an ear like that, that's even better. It's going to give you more points as an engineer. So just helping them to build the vision of the song that they want. They don't know how to do this on their own, which is why they're coming to you to create it. Obviously, a pro recording and a pro mix is what comes with all of that, with building their vision. Anybody can record at home these days. Why do people book studio time? Why? Because they want a certain quality, they want a certain experience. That's what they expect, and that's what they should get. So they're gonna get that good, that amazing sounding quality when they record, and the amazing sounding quality when I do a rough mix at the end. That's something that they can't do on their own. That's something that I took years to learn myself. So it would take them years to learn it, or a little bit less if they took my course, but they want that standard of quality that's gonna make their vision come true and come to life. The last thing here is adding the sauce, adding the effects, the beat drops, all of these things that they don't ask for. Go the extra mile. That's what I do. I'm always doing beat drops where I hear them, little reverse reverbs, little effects on the vocals, on the ad-libs, reverb throws, delay throws, little filtering, like telephone filtering, all the stuff, you know, that we all know and hear about. I'm doing all of these things to kind of bring the song to life, and that's what they want at the end of the day, a complete song. Don't get it twisted. Just because they're coming to you to record doesn't mean that they just want you to sit there and press record. That's not what a good engineer does. So how us as engineers make artists better is by bringing the little piece of information that they have, that they're bringing to us about what they want, and making it a full, complete picture of giving them exactly the finished result of what they want, or as close as possible. The finished result would be like the final mix and the master, but you can get pretty close from a good rough mix right after the recording session. So definitely engineers are super valuable, and it's something that it's a blessing to do, and it's something that I think that is definitely underrated with people that are outside of the industry, because they may not understand it. But inside of the industry, it's actually very valued, because the artists themselves know that they need good engineers, which is why they usually have personal engineers that they carry with them everywhere they go in their backpack. No, I mean, they carry them, they fly with them, they are the only ones to touch their music. I mean, it's very important. Artists value them, but it's not, we're just behind the scenes, you know what I mean? We're just a behind the scene asset. So with that being said, those are my 4 ways that engineers make artists better. There's probably more, but if you guys think of some more, you can leave some comments. And if you guys want to learn how to be the best recording engineer in the world, man, in the world, you go in my description right here and you check out my ultimate vocal recording course in Pro Tools, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed with that. It's taking years of me learning, years of my learning through school. I got a bachelor's degree, and I was out here recording in studios out here hands-on for almost a decade now, guys. So I put all that knowledge from both areas into recording, and I'm giving you everything. So the few that's taken it already, or the, you know, it's continuing to grow. I just released it and it's going great. With all that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Maroon Rhythms out.